Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Florida Panthers Daily. If you guys don't know already, I'm your host, Jacob Williams. Excited to talk to you guys about the Panthers and really what's been going on. Unfortunately, yesterday the Panthers fell short. They actually played in Orlando, which I think is just such a great concept. They do this every single year, expanding the game, also expanding just, the teams. Panthers always play the Lightning in Orlando. In the preseason. So it's always exciting, especially for myself. I have a lot of friends that are in Orlando, so it's great to where, talk to them about the Panthers and maybe sometimes coming down to South Florida might be a too long of a drive for them. So them being able to go and see them in their hometown is also really, really cool. Unfortunately, the Panthers didn't get the win though. So they actually fell 3-2 to the Lightning. Nothing too much made of some of either our regulars or a young guy like Mike Benning who's trying to go and make the team, which I believe he probably will based on some injuries that we have. But yeah, just a little update in regards to preseason. It's finally October, so as we're continuing to get through these preseason games, we're getting so close to opening night, which is just amazing. I believe we're less than a week away. So exciting to go and get to opening night. Fortunately, Panthers fall to the Bolts in preseason, but Bolts fans enjoy this now because the only time you're going to beat us is the preseason. Continuing to move on is Kirill Kaprizov inks the largest deal in NHL history. A lot of people are thinking, well, why did the Wild pay this much? You got to remember that the salary cap is going to be going up the next 2 years. The majority of what he's getting paid is going to be on the front end, and then as years go on, he's going to get paid a little bit less. He's getting 17 million per year. 17 million AAV. It's kind of funny if you're Connor McDavid, you're kind of sitting and you're like, man, if he got 17 mil, what do I get on the market? Could be something to where he thinks about as he goes and potentially enters free agency or goes to a team that has no state income tax. So we'll see how that continues to go and play out. And it's really going to be interesting because how is this going to affect the Minnesota Wild going forward? They've got to the playoffs. Can't really seem to quite win or get over the hump. Is paying one guy all this amount of money really going to help you get over the hump? Who knows? We'll see. I understand it's a business. I understand you got to sell tickets, and Kirill's definitely going to sell tickets and sell jerseys and whatnot. But we'll see if that really gets them over the top in regards to could they actually win a playoff series, get to potentially the second round in Western Conference, and maybe potentially see what happens. Who knows? They got a lot of things they got to fix, but Kirill, largest contract in NHL history. And before I move off of this topic, it was pretty funny. They went and they sat down for the press conference, and like one of the reporters asked them, like both of them, "Oh, how you doing?" And then the GM was like, "Well, you better be doing effing great" or something like that. So it's funny, but it's interesting. The hockey's definitely changing, and within the salary cap, you're going to start seeing people get paid a lot more money. Which again, just so thankful as a Panthers fan, you have all of our guys taking less to stay with the team and wanting to win. Moving on to our third topic, again, some more news around the NHL is Max Pacioretty retires from the NHL. Longtime NHLer. Recently, you guys might know him from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Recently, it's kind of weird that he announced his retirement right now and not played one more year or, announced it and said, hey, this is my last year. But yeah, he is retiring from the NHL. Max, I hope retirement treats you well. Enjoy life on the golf course, man, and hopefully we'll be able to see on some sort of podcast or something to where you kind of talk about your days in the NHL and your experiences. But enjoy retirement for sure. Now we're moving over to our last topic of today, and really what that is obviously we know about Alexander Barkov's injury. Really from that, who's going to step up? Whenever there's a really great player on any team that gets injured, there's opportunities for people to fill in that gap and to step up. The question is for us, who's going to be that guy to step up? Who's going to be that guy to take a leadership role, to take a role within play and making more plays and whatnot? And I kind of have two guys that could potentially be guys who step up. That's Mackie Samoskevich and Anton Lundell. Obviously, we know Anton Lundell is also Finnish as well. Plays that same center position as Barkov and really has the nickname Barkov Jr. or Mini Barkov. Mackey's a guy who's young, didn't play a lot last year, played a lot this year in the regular season, didn't see a lot of time in the playoffs, but has just so much upside, is uber talented. Everybody says so many great things about him, of his growth, his skill, how he skates, how he can shoot, how he can handle the puck. So it'll be interesting to see. I really think that Lundell, he's a guy who's we already know what he can do, and I don't think he's kind of already grown up a little bit. I don't know if there's that much bigger or larger of a step he can take. Mackey, I think, is still really raw, and I think he has the ability to take a larger step just because of the age, the inexperience. So really, I'm gonna go with Mackey here, just because, like I said, I think he has a lot more to prove to where Lundell. People know Lundell is a good NHLer. I don't think people consider him a great NHLer. I think Mackey's a guy who's raw, who's really only played one full year in the league, and now that he has that experience underneath his belt, and he's also won a cup, I think he's also going to go, and I think he's just has the ability because he has more room to be able to take and grow more. To where Lundell, I feel like Lundell he's going to get better and he's going to continue to progress, but I don't think he has enough margin to progress as much as Mackie Samoskevich. Guys, that concludes our video today. Just wanted to go and give you guys a shout out. You guys have been doing great. Been just paying attention to the views, subscribers, and they've been going up, and the likes. Appreciate you guys' all your love and support. If you watch the channel and you aren't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're posting videos daily, always going and talking about the Florida Panthers. So make sure you go and subscribe. Get your latest updates on the Florida Panthers, and I will see you next time. As always, go Cats.